Folks, out here on the Pacific Coast Highway at Mondos Beach with a dear friend and a guy who's been there for me in some of my voids. I'm not going to say darkest hours, but he is a clutch player. Farmer Dave Scher, welcome back to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Hey, and hello everybody who's tuning in. Nice to see you today.
I just want you to talk a little bit about the overlap of music therapy and surf therapy, the healing waves.
Yeah, you almost already answered it for me, which is nice.
No, but you're the tactician.
Yeah, well, as far as music, we're all here under that cause, I'm sure. You know, Jake's a true music freak, and we all love what music does. We support our musicians, and we're learning to be in community to support the arts. I know there's a lot of challenges all around. There's mental hygiene, there's economic pressures against musicians, there's legacies that we don't want to perpetuate. There's all kinds of stuff. So to be present and to be able to keep our hearts open is kind of what's going on here. I've been a musician my adult life and before, but got into this band Beachwood Sparks right at getting out of school from college radio days and just toured the world, played a lot. Then got into sound healing.
Yes.
Jake's done a show with Cassia Medder, who's a beautiful lady, a champion surfer, and also a really deep sound healer. And her and I have practiced for about 10 years. So the ocean waves, the sound waves, vibration, the whole shebang that we're in has vibrations, polarities, energies that our bodies mirror down to the smallest molecule or quantum particle.
Here we go. Here's the poetry now, flowing.
So the point I'm making isn't to be obscure, it's to be the opposite. The greatest deeds that the universe is capable of are with us, as well as the scariest. All of the above it's all inside and outside of us. So when you're working with sound and healing as a modality, we're opening the energy up. People are knowing they're safe so that you can lay back and release things. And we're working with frequencies and certain vibrations to help clear and hold space for what might come through, which can be someone's own personal world, it could be scientific, it could be psychogeographical, but the point is intention is the most important part of the equation.
Absolutely.
That someone's holding space, someone's willing to heal, then what exact intervention you're using can be different if you're holding that line. At this case, Lauren Barth, who's a great musician, also been on your show, and her and I went back to
Deep Cat.
Antioch University, moving to Ventura, surfing. We were at Neil Casal's paddle out in C Street nearby. It was very life-changing, but also very supportive. So surfing therapy, like we're doing here at beautiful Mondos Beach, there's a lot of kids learning, and we've got a couple clients I'm going to be working with here today.
Can you talk about how you make it, especially for newbies, so to speak, how you make this relevant, aside from just the surfing aspect of it? What are you trying to get them to tap into to heal themselves?
Well, that's the thing. You know, there's different people with specialties lending their gifts to the field, and I'm still what they call a trainee. So I have a supervisor here, and I'm also in different groups, which include Waves of Grief. So there's a group that people specifically come to be able to release and have support around grief. And I've had some incredible things happen.
Can you talk about a specific example of inspiration through Waves of Grief?
Oftentimes, just being in a circle, people show up and when you feel this feeling, everybody goes deep. Everybody has powerful emotions. You might not, or I might not have even thought I had something to share, and a really important loss comes through, and when you speak it and it's supported and it comes out, you can cry, and a lot of us don't want to do that, but it's really powerful to have the place to do that. We carry a lot of trauma, we carry a lot of grief. It leads to us oftentimes carrying things from our ancestors, carrying things that we don't even know that's messing up our potential. So we're basically not
past
only
life kind of stuff too.
It could be, yeah. I love.
But that's similar to when you went away and had that experience with the talking stick. You know, at first it was very hard for you, but then when you got the stick, you know. So it. Do you find yourself like, first of all, is Beachwood Sparks going back in the studio?
in about a week and a half.
Okay, explain how excited you are. I don't care about the what's the intention of Farmer Dave, because this is monumental. This was a internationally touring band. You opened for the Black Crowes, Neely, Gunst, maybe a different iteration, Spursky. These are all classic people.
Yeah.
But for Farmer, what's your intention?
I guess I'm gonna spill the beans. I don't know if anybody it'll get around, but
Yeah,
honestly, I deeply love and miss Chris Gunst. Like, he is such an important artist in my life. I don't want to make him feel weird, but like,
No, please
I
go.
I play shows. Brent's out there doing a lot.
Yeah.
We obviously Beechwood is really deep, but for me, I want to support and hear him and get to hang out with him, and I want to hear his new songs. Like, that's my main thing. I don't want to put too much focus on it, but that is what I feel.
You're geeked up about that.
I am.
Yeah, man.
He's really cool, and I miss him. Not just as a friend, but when we made the Tarnished Gold, I was like, he was on a deep one, and I love where he goes, you know. And it's something, you know, we have our ups and downs. There's no shortage of potential drama, but like, I'm on for life with those guys. They've earned that for me. Like, I'll always come back. I mean, don't saw my leg off, but I mean, otherwise I'm there.
We talked last night. I mean, even Chris, probably in the most honest moments, would admit that he's pushing himself out of his comfort zone, going back in the studio, playing new tunes. You talked last night about Neely, sort of the way he's looking down on you. What do you want to say to the spirits right now? I mean, there's no doubt that he is in the ocean.
Well,
He's out. So what? I mean, talk a little bit about where you need to grow. You said something like you think he might be disappointed in you or something, but explain where you want to grow as a person, as a human, as also a professional, you know, and a healer.
I'll do that, and I know for some of your listener viewers who are Neil fans, we all we get over the hump of saying we feel like he's there, and everyone goes, get over it. I feel that way too. And then we kind of open up. But for people who don't like to do that with the deceased, I don't go first foot forward with like, but to me, he is like a Obi-Wan Kenobi for me.
Dude, we can share between, you know, this is, the Obi-Wan. So explain that.
Just that he was always a source of goodness in my life. And we were always very close, you know, especially, you know, when the Beechwood went out with the Black Crowes. He and I opened with Jonathan Rice for REM at Hyde Park, just the three of us. We just had so many really fun adventures. And it's not that I would say disappointed, it's more, he knows very well how, as well-intentioned as a project can be, somehow things just start, like, I don't know, you'd say the fur starts flying, there's drama. And I think for me, my growing edge is to have a boundary where whatever's happening, I don't lose sight of the truth, because it's really easy to feel that if negativity or hostility comes up, the whole show shuts down. And I'm not saying I want to be stronger even, but I want to feel supported and having conversations that empower people to where some of the historical band dynamics aren't necessary going forward. I think we have the power to change. And if I've been part of marginalizing people because of a musical ethos of like, show up with your merit, get ahead. It's not about listening, it's about who can cut, who's got the goods, who's got the dope, as Elvis Costello said. Saw him play a couple nights ago. So that's all I'm saying, is that I have some chances where with the Wizards of the West I'm a band leader. There's other times for many years when I'm in support. And to tie it all together with healing, with people learning to get through difficult situations, you know, it's great to be in school for that. And you know, the cosmic road has always been open to a lot of us. Our extended connection with the Grateful Dead family. A lot of times when you're in that world, you're a little elevated. Sure, it has drama too, but there's just a general thing where you start grooving. And when you're out of that groove, you start to get old. You start dying.
I dig, man.
And it seems so polarized. We could feel so happy, and then like a light switch, something tells us it's not okay, or something tells a friend they're not okay, and that gets passed to us. It's like a bad energy charge that can go around. But everybody's so well intentioned that you can't hold it against them. But I want to try to not be as triggered when these tough situations come up. Some people say they're coming now because we have to learn. You know, we not just you, me, but like we can't just stuff things away anymore. Like, everything has to come out,
I agree.
and so that there's no more secrets and we go into mystery instead of
Well,
secrets.
I think the more, I mean, even in my
Woo! Set waves. Look at that, man.
Benji Knight.
Yeah, I love it. Benji's a good surfer.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude. One more question for you, and it just slipped out of my mind. What is Hydro Theory?
Oh, that's my hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the group that I'm working under. That's connecting to the. We've been doing grief surfing, divorce surfing, and Hydro Theory's my supervisor, Dr. Anna Cho. And yeah, there's some connection to other surfing groups all over the U.S. So people can write me through you if they want to know more about surfing.
Yeah, how do they
therapy.
get a hold of you? I mean, this because people are gonna say, "Oh, this is so new agey."
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I dig. But I'm saying, if they're interested,
If you're interested,
yeah, I mean, how can they get more information? Because I just feel like different. When I go to shows, I get all the toxins out of my body, but not verbally. It's not psychoanalytic. It's not
Exactly.
Okay, so like this is also non-verbal healing.
so important. Your mind can only do so much, man. This is literally the ocean has these ions that it's been tested scientifically that when you're amongst trees in nature and such, your salivary cortisol is measurably less. Like, it's
Definitely.
this is a clinic. Nature as a clinic. Been doing some studies in wilderness therapy and ocean therapy, and it's all pointing in a great way. And for me, I'm hoping it'll lead me to be able to go to Hawaii when I'm out of school and to learn from some of the healers there and to really pick up, you know, Ho'oponopono, conflict mediation.
Oh my God,
Just-
dude. You're gonna be on the mountain volcano top just drinking, you know.
I would love to go.
You think you might want to set up shop there for a minute?
I hopefully my dog and my lizard can come over there.
Well,
and,
if Beachwood catches fire again, you're gonna have to be going on tour, maybe.
it would be fun. I don't know if you ever heard the Beach Boys Hawaii album, like when they maybe 66 or
Yeah.
so. It's so good. And I got to play there with Jenny Lewis and Jonathan Wilson once, and it was a lot of fun.
Don't ever change, Farmer. My only hope is that when you go back in the studio, think about Neely as a problem solver and as a facilitator. When you feel triggered, ask yourself, is this something that I'm projecting out of myself? Or is it something that needs to hit the floor? Because sometimes you do need to get stuff on the table, but
Yeah.
with grace.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I don't know about musicians. My East Coast musicians are a little different about it,
Hell yeah.
but a lot of Cali boys are. I don't want to put the ladies in the same category, but just my guy friends, we all want things to be cool. So maybe we miss a few chances and things get more harsh than they need to because didn't quite know how to do it sooner. And that leads to some dire.
I love this percent, because East Coast, they'll just come right out.
You got beef? Yeah, I got beef. Let's squash it.
You know,
I've
West
seen
Coast
it.
is so, and the problem is that it can go and go and go.
That's what
and
I
doesn't
mean.
get addressed
And
until later.
And that's what I see in myself, that it would be so, it'd be like having a superpower to just be able to speak it out and get through it right away. I think it's time for some of that in Dave Land at least. And I'm happy always to come see you and I love your show and all the nice folks who are supportive. And
Oh, yeah.
by the way, we had a lot of fun at the Grateful Shred in Ventura. It was just like
Yeah.
it was just like a heart melter. The whole crowd, we were just so happy. So if those guys are tuning in, thank you to Dan and the boys. They brought a lot of love. The Dougler, come on, they were smoking, dude.
It was just smiling all around. Hey,
Yeah.
I need you to get back to work, all right?
I know.
Yo, man, Farmer, I love you, man. Come through Tucson soon, all right?
Oh, we will. And Tucum Carry.
Absolutely. This is the Jake Feinberg Show, signing off from the Pacific Coast Highway, Mondos Beach.
Great wave again.
We'll see you later.